Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to the old schoolhouse here in the hamlet of Butterstone in Perthshire in Scotland for another one of our wee half-hour concerts. Could you please welcome to the stage the wonderful Tatty Faces who will be accompanying me tonight. And thanks to all the folk who watched last week's stream for a very hectic week. I've been up on the island of Lewis and it's been kind of a bit manic, and thanks to all the folk who tuned into the stream that we did from up there. It was quite interesting. We had Jamie and I managed to put up an amazing aerial to get a really good internet signal. And then just before the show, just as we went live, I forgot to turn it on. But we got there in the end. Anyway, so I'm going to do a few requests. And this first one is a song that I wrote after visiting. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again for those who might have just joined. Visiting the place where Mary Queen of Scots was beheaded. And I always thought that she'd been beheaded in the Tower of London, where they normally did their beheading, but she wasn't. She was beheaded in a place called Fotheringay, which is about 100 miles north of London, well, northeast of London, and a place called Fotheringay. And I visited it some years ago, and it's a really spooky place, you know. You can tell it's some really bad. There's no remains of the castle there at all now. It's just a kind of, this big mound, and you can see where there'd been a moat. But that was where you can see the big flat area where the Great Hall would have been, where they had the kind of sham trial and where she was beheaded. And it's very spooky. You can tell that something bad had gone on there. And there's not really any signage or anything to let you know much, you know, but it's kind of forgotten about. And the story is that the castle was taken down brick by brick by brick afterwards, just so that there would be no kind of memory of the place. Anyway, it was a very spooky place, so we'll try this. No one, I'm going to do this. This was the request for Mandy and Alan Gow in Bonnyrigg in Edinburgh, who are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary. Well done, guys. And so I don't normally read out wedding anniversaries, but I just thought I would read out that one. So we'll try this and see how we get on, and we hope we're getting it all loud and clear. And let us know where you're watching from. If you can leave a wee message on the Facebook, it'd be great just to let us know where you're watching from. Something happened here in this cold, deserted place, where mighty walls have vanished, leaving not a trace. And something's not quite right, where ravens cast a guilty eye, and hidden reason still continues to deny. But Mary, I can feel your pain, I can hear your heart breaking on the silent fields of Fotheringay. Oh, I can hear your heart breaking. We give our might to men who take it as their own, and in our name destroy with every thrown stone. We stand as simple fools, we watch them break it down. Stolen voice lies silent, it cannot make a sound. Oh, but Mary, I can feel your pain, I can hear your heart breaking on the silent fields of Fotheringay. I can hear your heart breaking. And we found the darkness here. Belief has withered well away. Time has sacrificed, but no one dares to say. Something's not quite right, where ravens cast a guilty eye. Oh, but Mary, I can feel your pain. I can hear your heart breaking on the silent fields of Fotheringay. Oh, I can hear your heart breaking. Oh, and Mary, I can feel your pain. I can hear your heart breaking on the silent fields of Fotheringay. Oh, I can hear your heart breaking. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song about Mary Queen of Scots and Fotheringay Castle. And if you ever get a chance to visit it, really go and do it, because it's down at Stamford, and it's an amazing place. There's actually a wee place where you can park your camper van just right opposite the castle. I stayed there one time; it was amazing. Anyway, we'll continue with this next wee song, and this is. I'm just going to change guitars here. Now, like I said, I've been away for a week, and Duncan Tattyface here, he's been looking after my seedlings, and they're brilliant. He's done a fantastic job. And now, I've never really been interested in growing vegetables before from seeds. You know, my father was a gardener on a big estate, on a big, like Downton Abbey, you know, the Downton Abbey thing. My father was a gardener on a big thing, and he'd be laughing. Now, he sadly passed away a number of years ago, but he'd be laughing seeing me kind of growing all these wee vegetables now and all these wee things which I've become fascinated by. And it's just sad that he's not around for me to ask him, to ask all the questions that I should have asked when I was a younger man. But anyway, so I'm going to do this wee song, which... we'll just have a wee go. So a wee tickle in my throat. I'm going to have a wee mouthful of Nigel's port here. For those of you who don't know, I have a good friend who's been supplying me port for the last 132 shows. And it's vintage port. It's 1985 vintage port. And beginning to quite like it, so I'm a wee bit worried about that. Senior moment there, I just lost that chord. It took such a long time. It took so much sadness and pain, and all the lives of the young men promise of forever forgiveness. Let's walk together, your hand in mine, and with all the beauty it gives us, failure cast to the ravage of time. Be still, my little one, your dreams are yours to follow, and you'll open your eyes to the warmth of the sun. Be still, my little one, your dreams are your tomorrow, and you'll open your eyes, and a new day's begun. And we all sang together a harmony clear and so strong. We'll hear it now and forever, the promise of time, the wings of the song. And it was future, not fortune. It was peace in the clear summer sky. Old truths not forgotten, wonder willing and ready to try. Be still, my little one, your dreams are your tomorrow, and you'll open your eyes to the warmth of the sun. Be still, my little one, for your dreams are yours to follow. Oh, you'll open your eyes, and a new day's begun. Mr. Beautiful notes, Mr. Davies. It took such a long time. It took so much sadness and pain, and all the lives of the young men, the promise of youth washed away with the rain. It was forever forgiveness. Let's walk forward, your hand in mine, with all the beauty that gives us, failures cast to the ravage of my little one. Your dreams are your tomorrow. Oh, you'll open your eyes to the warmth of the sun. Be still, my little one. Your dreams are yours to follow, and you'll open your eyes, and a new day's begun. Thank you very much. And that was my wee song, Be Still My Little One, with the wonderful guitar accompaniment, guitar solo playing of Mr. Tattyface there. And it was brilliant. And so now we've come to the part of the wee Saturday night soiree where I get you to sing a wee chorus. And we've done this one a few times before, but I thought it would be quite relevant, seeing as I've just come back down from the island of Lewis, where I've got a wee boat up there, a wee boat with an outboard, and so I did spend a wee bit of time out on the sea. But this song came from when I had a much bigger boat many years ago, and when I was up there and learning about the Atlantic Ocean, which is a terrifying place. And needless to say, I don't go anywhere near the big ocean in my in my little boat. I've done that, been there, and but anyway, the guy that was teaching me about the sea was called Calamangas, and well, there was a whole bunch of guys. There's a lovely guy called Monty MacLeod as well, who I learned a lot from, and I saw him last week actually, and they were teaching me about the sea and how to look after the boat, and I had no idea that the Atlantic was such a kind of crazy, big, dangerous place, you know, and as soon as you go out of West Loch Rogue, where I go, there's a couple of islands. One's called Pabbymore, and as soon as you go out past Pabbymore, you kind of hit the Atlantic, and the big swells coming in, like huge, they're like tower blocks, you know, kind of moving towards you. And the first few times I was out there, I was completely terrified. Anyway, this friend of mine, I got kind of watching him out at the sea. His family had been, had always been going to sea. So, and now both his sons are but I wrote this song for him. It's called Wild Atlantic Sun, and it was just about his kind of when he was a wee boy. So try it out, and you sing on the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea. We'll do it slowly again. On the because I know there's quite a lot of people from who might not quite understand my Scottish, so I'll speak in my best English. Actually, it's on the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. Okay, and the wee island's called Pabbymore, which means big Pabby. There's a little Pabby, and it's all in a place called West Loch Rogue. West Loch Rogue on the west coast of Wales. You can go and Google it. So let's get the global choir going here and see if we can make a wee bit of noise and see if I can get a wee vibe happening in the old schoolhouse. Alright guys, here we go. This is what you sing. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. Okay, he rounded Pabbymore and met the mountain waves alone. There was fear till there was fear no more. Wild Atlantic sun, gentle, he learned her strong, till he could feel her every heaving breath, and he knew that he could do no wrong. Wild Atlantic sun, on the shoulders of the ocean, on the big sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. The waves roar dark round Gallant Head, and the sea has nowhere left to turn. And the broken rocks the tide will bleed. Wild Atlantic sun, and there she sleeps, and there she roars, and in a moment surging foul becomes. It's a force to steal the sailor's life. Wild Atlantic sun, here we go, make a bit of noise, everybody out there in internet land. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the big back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. Da da dee da da da. Da da dee da 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 da. Da da dee da 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 da. You can sing that, it's melody one. When first he left the West Loch Road, in gentle calm to sunset fell, with wondered eyes he dreamed so still. Wild Atlantic sun, they go make a bit of noise, on the shoulders of the ocean, on the big back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. This is where you all sing it on your own. This is where we get the global choir fired up. And see if we can get a wee bit of a vibe happening here in the old schoolhouse. You go on your own. You go on the shoulders. again with some harmonies and things. On the shores of the on the ocean, on the bareback of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me, someone to carry someone to carry someone to carry someone to carry Thank you very much. That's my song. Well done, well done. I could get there. You can hear it there. That was my wee song, Pabby Moore, and I can get the global choir vibe happening there. Wasn't that good, Mr. Thirtyface? That was, and I can assure you that I can tell you that. Now, when I go out, a little boat with a little engine on it, I don't go into anything higher than about 2 inches of waves. But it's get out in a boat into the ocean. You know, when you travel on a ferry or all that sort of stuff, you can never really appreciate how. I mean, those of you out there who sail, probably you'll understand just how scary the ocean is. Anyway, when somebody actually had requested that, hold on, I've got the request for that. It was for Frank Hellier from Fort Worth in Texas, and Aileen Clark in Brisbane, Australia had requested that. So both these places are brilliant. I've been in Fort Worth and I've been in Brisbane. It's brilliant, and thanks for sending in your request. And so if you are listening from somewhere, please put a wee message up on the Facebook page, because that lets us, and it kind of builds our wee community, because this has been a really hard couple of years, you know, and been very strange, and just got to change the tuning for this last song. And this was requested by Sue Jones in Norwich, in England. And that's quite a coincidence, because these are wee requests I get, because that's where I wrote it. I wrote this song down in a place called Aslacton. somebody might know where Aslacton, Norwich, and near Diss. And it's a wonderful place, you know, and I lived there for a wee while. And but it's completely flat. And after a wee while, I got kind of nervous with the kind of flat land, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, I need a wee bit of a bit of a hill and a wee bit of a glen and a wee bit of a mountain, and you know, but they're completely flat lands. It was very difficult to decide where to go for a walk. You know, you go, will I go that way or that way or that way? It was always, it's a beautiful place though, and fantastic beer. I love the beer, and anyway, I wrote this wee song. It's kind of vaguely a love song, and so we'll try it and see how we go on. got to tell you, and this seems the easy way to say the things I'll find so hard to say when I've got to go away. And I've got this feeling that something really good, and I need to show that I want to let it grow. And I want you to know, lover, you don't have to cry. And time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. When I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to cry. And I was so tired, I thought that I might fall, and I just can't say how I came to be that way. How I came to be that way. And you gave me something that I did not know was there. You made me smile when I was edging on despair, and I could not even care. And lover, you don't have to cry. Time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. And when I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to cry. And in this moment, when I'm so far away, it's another show. I'd like to turn around and go, and I just can't say no. And I've got to tell you, and this seems the easy way to say the things I'll find so hard to say when I've got to go away. Lover, you don't have to cry, and time is just a passing cloud, and it moves across the sky. And when I want to think on you, I don't need no reasons why. Lover, you don't have to Thank you very much. And that's my wee old song. It's a very, very old song of mine. I think one of the kind of early songs. And it's nice to kind of stay in touch with your early songs. I quite like it as a, growing older as a musician, and you still have a kind of a wee window into your youth through your old songs, which is great. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us again for Saturday night in the Old Schoolhouse here in Butterstone. I hope you're all looking after each other. It's a very kind of sad world at the moment, and it's very kind of depressing, and I'm kind of heartbroken with what's happening. I'm doing a concert on Wednesday night in Perth, in the big concert hall in Perth, with a whole bunch of musicians. We're doing a concert to make some funds for the Ukrainian folks, so that we can show our kind of solidarity with them. And but it's heartbreaking. I never imagined when I was young, and I kind of on my peace marches and things, that that at this stage of my life I would see the kind of terrible things that have been going on in the world in the last sort of 5 or 6 years. And it's just what I can't quite get my head around what's happening to humanity. It's not nice. Anyway, look after each other. That's the main thing. Stay cheery. Have a happy Easter. One wee other thing, the next week's show, which is a ticketed show, and ticketed 1 hour special, will be on Friday night, not on Saturday night, because I'm doing a concert in the big Alhambra Theatre, and so I'm doing that on Saturday night. So we're going to do the ticketed show on the Friday night, which will be great. We'll have a wee Friday night show, which will be a bit different. So so get your glass, pour yourself a wee dram or a wee glass of wine, and I'll just say good night. Thanks to Jen. It's just me. There's no crew. Jenny's been pressing the buttons up the back, so I hope it all went well for you. And I'll see you next weekend. Thanks to the tatty faces. You look after each other. Stay cheery. Smile like a tatty face, as they say. And bye bye now.